Immediately after the banner informing the public of this grand assembly to honor the treasury book, His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III, was placed over the main entrance of Huazhansi, a huge Buddha light appeared in the sky above Huazhansi. Its dazzling light shined auspiciously. What is meant by the phrase, humans and celestial beings celebrate together? That supremely wonderful and grand occasion finally enabled people to see with their own eyes exactly what that phrase means. Everyone saw holy occurrences that were unprecedented. The Dharma assembly began with the beating of gongs and drums resounding to the sky as people performed dragon and lion dances, during which 3 lions prostrated to the Buddha. On June 21st, 2008, in San Francisco, USA, the International Buddhism Sangha Association led into the Shakyamuni Buddha Hall and the Amitabha Buddha Hall of Huazhansi more than 100 Buddhist organizations from around the world, 2 great reincarnated Denegmas, 3 Dharma kings, 9 venerable ones, numerous great Dharma teachers, a few hundred lamas and members of the Sangha, and more than 1,000 Buddhist followers. Everyone took their place and sat down amid a ceremonious and solemn atmosphere. At Huazhansi, a grand Dharma assembly to honor the treasure book, His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III, took place for the first time in the world. Later, the beating of Dharma drums and the blowing of Dharma horns emanated from the hall. Holding banners and sounding Dharma instruments, monastics entered the hall in a very dignified manner.
We respectfully request His Eminence Zhiren Jiangzuo Dharma King, His Eminence Hartu Rinpoche, and Venerable Akolamo Rinpoche to practice the Dharma.
His Eminence Dharma King Gar Tangsan IV, Shirin Gyatso, together with 2 great Rinpoches, practiced the mandala offering and other dharmas to make offerings to the treasury book. Eminent monastics and greatly virtuous people from all over the world practiced dharma, made offerings to the treasury book, and gave speeches. Right after the 7 types of Buddhist disciples made offerings, 2 Western lamas made their way to the center of the great hall with steady, firm steps amid the solemn chanting of Buddha's name. They were shouldering a small palanquin on which stood the treasure book, His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III lay. Everyone was immersed in a state of holy peace, in which all thoughts were stilled as each mind merged with the chanting. Venerable Denma Samang then respectfully placed the treasure books onto the Dharma altar.
To give a speech. Respected Dharma Kings, Venerables, Rinpoches, Dharma Masters, religious leaders, the State Senator, and honored guests, and all attendees. Today is the great assembly honoring the most precious book in the history of Buddhism, His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III, The purpose of the Grand Assembly is to pay our utmost respect to the treasure book. The International Buddhism Sangha Association especially welcomes all of you to the Grand Assembly. Dorje Chang Buddha is the highest and the first Buddha in the Dharma realm. The third true incarnation of Dorje Chang Buddha has come to our world and is the highest leader of Buddhism in the world. We respectfully request His Eminence Longzhi Danbe Nima Rinpoche to give a speech.
It was Dorje Chang Buddha who taught Buddha Dharma to the 5 Buddhas in the 5 directions, including Amitabha Buddha, and to other Buddhas. Everyone knows of Shakyamuni Buddha, the founder of Buddhism in our world. It was only after Dorje Chang Buddha transformed into Diplomatara Buddha and accepted Shakyamuni Buddha as a disciple that Shakyamuni Buddha was able to become a Buddha. The identity of His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III was affirmed according to the Buddhist rule. The highest leader and great Rinpoches of the various Buddhist sects around the world have recognized that His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III is the true incarnation of Dorje Chang Buddha. Those recognitions were made in conformity with the rules of Buddhism. His Holiness is the only being of great holiness in history to have received such a large number of recognitions and written congratulations made in accordance with the rule of Buddhism.
Everyone could sense that this was an auspicious occasion, celebrated by both humans and celestial beings. Various government officials or their representatives then gave speeches and awarded certificates of commendation.
Participate in this particular ceremony to acknowledge the great work of Buddha Chan III and the influence that he has not only here in our community in California, but throughout this world. Let me present this certificate on behalf of the California State Senate to Buddha Chan III.
Please welcome San Francisco Supervisor Ms. Carmen Chu.
On behalf of the Secretary of State, Deborah Bowen, I wanted to read to you her comments today. Dear friends, I am pleased to congratulate the International Buddhism Sangha Association on the esteemed occasion of the visit of Dorje Chang Buddha III.
Next, please welcome the representative of the Mayor of San Francisco.
They are respectively receiving the book of H.H. Dorje Chang Buddha III, the most precious book in the history of Buddhism, in a ceremony dedicated to the prosperity of our country and the peace of the world.
Please welcome City of Saratoga Council Member Ms. Galene Kao.
We are here to congratulate this great ceremony and the receiving of this holy book.
Please welcome City of San Jose Council Member Mr. Kenson Chu.
Representing the largest city in the Northern California.
However, since Dorje Chang Buddha is the highest leader of Buddhism in the Dharma realm, could it be that only human beings would happily celebrate this event? What was taking place was nothing other than the first Dharma assembly to honor this treasure book about a Buddha. Right when people were thinking about this, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas suddenly began their own celebration by bestowing their most precious gift, nectar from heaven. People swarmed outside, crying out with excitement. At this time, sounds of thunder in rapid succession, never before heard, boomed in the clear blue sky. It seemed like the fireworks of heaven exploding in the sky. Thick nectar could be seen appearing out of the spaces in between the branches of the tree. No one knew where it came from or where it vanished to. The nectar was as thick as large, auspicious snowflakes, fluttering, darting, and whirling about amid the spaces between branches. Totally beyond the control of gravity, some of the nectar rose upward, while other nectar descended downward. Nectar flakes freely danced, shuttled back and forth, and jumped around in the air. From time to time, those flakes sprinkled down upon the faces, bodies, hands, and mouths of people. The deliciously sweet taste was incomparable and so smoothing to the spirit. Thousands of hands stretched into the air as everyone hoped to partake of this great blessing. However, the summer sky over Huazhense was dry and clear. It was 86 degrees Fahrenheit as the bright sun shined above. There was not the slightest sign of rain or snow. But as soon as one walked into the area of the temple, enveloped by the holy trees, one could see nectar flying about and smell its wonderful fragrance. It was most wondrous that the nectar definitely did not fall to the ground. Right when the nectar was about to hit the ground, it suddenly disappeared. The nectar truly demonstrated that it is a holy object that does not come into contact with the ordinary earth. People could not believe their own eyes, but the facts were right there in front of them. They were enraptured by the scene. The ailments of some people completely disappeared on the spot. The entire bodies of some people became limp and numb. Some people felt indescribable lightness, peace, and joy. There were those who directly attained and entered a holy state. At this time, Huazhense was enveloped in a colorful, bright light. Just as before, the fireworks of the heavens could be heard in the form of thunder booming in rapid succession. This was a most miraculous gift presented in honor of the treasure book, His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III. Holy nectar descended continuously for 2 days and 2 nights. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas presented this holy and pure gift to welcome this treasury book and to give people of the world this message. The book, His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III, is a supreme and precious scripture that for the first time in the 2,500-year history of Buddhism perfectly manifests in the world the 5 Vidyas wisdom of a Buddha. His Holiness Dorje Chang Buddha III is the greatest leader of Buddhism